I'm going to jump over here and get Facebook going. Everybody, everywhere. Happy Monday. Ooh, I am coffeeed up and ready to go. It's the start of a brand new week. I always love our Wealthy Monday conversations, and so besides myself happy to be here with y'all this morning. So tomorrow we're talking about survival versus desires. As you're coming in, can you all just love on each other, say good morning, wish each other well, wish each other a great week. Oh my gosh, tongue tied there. Anyway, that's right. Good morning, everyone. All right, so it's going to be a wealthy week. Let's just declare it. We are here for the wealthy experiences and a yes to all things wealth and amazingness. And hang on a quick second. One second. All right, there we go. All right. I'm intending that you all had an amazing Mother's Day. I just want to start off with that and say, I did a video yesterday really about the uncelebrated mother, because we've spent the last couple of weeks looking at our money story, and in our Wealth Sisterhood last week, we really dived into the relationships that we have with our mom and the role of our mothers in our money story. And it really has had me very introspective and thinking about, how in my adult life, really the call is to mother ourselves. You can only go so long blaming your mom. At some point, we have to take responsibility for, okay, I am now the mother of the inner child that's within me. And just wanted to encourage everyone to make sure yesterday that you took some time to acknowledge that mother, the mother, the inner mother that you are, who nurtures and loves and soothes the inner child, your inner child, when she's worried, anxious, scared, lacking courage, all the things, and the way you have to mother her. So if you did not, take a moment now. I bought her a present. I did the whole 9 yards. Took a nap yesterday for her sake. She's doing a lot of work. So I just want to encourage you to take a moment and really, sit with that for a little bit. And this morning we're talking about survival versus desires. And I just want to tell you, it is a thinker. This morning, I'm not going to be too long. I really just want to share my thoughts with you and leave you to think about this, because sometimes I feel, if you reflect and come to your own conclusions, you learn so much more sometimes than if I take you all the way, right? So that's what we're going to do this morning. We're talking about survival mode, but really survival versus desires. And, I always share with you, I learned some of my most valuable lessons on this journey from my life. And then there are times where I'm learning from you, the women that I support and I coach on your journey. And this has gone down in history as one of the greatest lessons my clients ever taught me. And it was a woman who was doing our program. We were about 2 weeks into the program. And this was her life at the time. She was newly divorced, 5 kids. She had been in an extremely abusive marriage for a long time and finally got to the point of separation. The legal system got involved, and she was now on her own to take care of things. 5 kids together. They had owned a big, huge, beautiful house. And here she was now responsible for everything financially. And by the time I met her, she was probably 2 years into this experience. She comes and does the program, and we're 2 weeks in, and she says, Tasha, oh my gosh, for the last 2 years, I have literally been in survival mode. I have prayed every month for God to cover my bills, to cover my mortgage. Just please bring in enough money. And the business that she was in sales. And so she, every month started a new cycle, brand new, $0 to whatever you get to at the end of the month. But the bills were still the same. And so every month her prayer was just, please, God, give me enough to pay these bills. And she did that for 2 years. And we were 2 weeks into the program when she called me up and said, Tasha, I just realized that God has answered my prayers. Every month I've asked for just enough. I've been in survival mode, and I've been asking from a place of surviving, and my prayers have been answered. And I just realized that the place that I asked from, being in survival, got me the results that I got. If I would have done this from a place of desire, like unimaginable overflow, abundance, all the things that the universe is capable of, infinite supply for all of us, I would have also gotten that. And it really has never left me. And I want to talk about that this morning because sometimes on this journey, as I support women, I see a lot of asking from survival mode. And sometimes it's not just about money. It's not always just about you're asking for, please pay the bills from money. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But like I said, this is for you to reflect. I'm kind of just like dropping some thoughts and I want you to reflect on it this morning. So I'm going to ask you, is there an area in your life where you are asking from just survival? Just get me to this basic threshold. Is there a place? And I've spoken publicly and just vulnerably and honestly and said there was a point where I was so in that survival desperate place that I started asking for things in relationships from just a man that breathes. Like, so basic. So I want you to think about an area. It might be with money, it might be in your business, it might be in your health, it might be in your relationship, but you're asking from survival mode. It might be the number of clients, the type of clients, a client. I don't know what it is this morning. I just know that for all of us, myself included, when you take the time to reflect on this, you're going to see the place where you're doing this. And I just want to tell you bluntly and honestly, truthfully, God, universe, source is infinite in like the supply of God, universe, source is infinite. So when I think about that, what I realize is in God's mind, in our creator's mind, all of our survival needs are met. You are watching this live, you have a roof over your head, you are breathing, right? You have a cell phone or some kind of technology, like all of our survival needs are met. So if that's already done, but if you stay there and you keep asking from there, then to me, honestly, and I'm just gonna say this to you, I kind of feel like if I were in that place, I'd be like, okay, but you are here for more. I want you to ask me for more. I have infinite supply, and you are asking from this place of just survival. And you're really here to experience so much more than just things from this survival category, you know? And it's okay because let's be real. Why are you here? Why are you in that place of just survival thinking in whatever area it is that you identified? Like, how did you get there? Hey, I know there are times where I've just been trying for so long to manifest something that eventually I'm like, just give me the basics. Like, forget it. It's too hard. It's been too long. I can't wait anymore. I can't try. I'm discouraged. I'm so like over myself. Just give me the basics. Some other times it's like I am afraid of not having my basic needs met. Like, sure, I want to ask for 1 million and I want to ask for $20,000 months and $100,000 months, but like my survival mode has me thinking I need $2,500 to pay my bills. And so I'm asking from that place. It's why you're doing it, just give yourself some grace. I'm not going to say it's okay. I'm just going to say, understand why you're doing it. Look at why you might be doing it. Give yourself some grace and just realize when you are in survival mode, it truly is whatever you ask for when you pray, you shall receive. And pray does not mean you're sitting there with your hands clasped and you're looking up to God and praying. Whatever you are in need of from survival mode, whatever you are focused on and in desperation asking for is a prayer. Whatever your dominant thoughts are is a prayer, and all your prayers are answered. So just think about that, because whatever you pray, it's like my client said, I have been asking for just enough to pay the bills and my prayers got answered every single month, right? So realizing that when you are asking from this survival mode place, you actually rob yourself of having access to creating what I call, or what I've learned is, our divine design. That is the reason that you are here. The reason that you are here to experience the fullness of who you are and God, universe's creator's plan for you is massive. It is way out of survival mode, beyond it. And if you keep asking for just what's in the survival category, then you are robbing yourself of ever getting the prayer answered of what's outside of it. The bigger why you are here, fuller experience of life cannot manifest. It can't come into reality because you're not asking for it. You're not seeking it. Whatever you seek, you will find. And every time that I have come from that, I am in survival mode, I get everything that's in there. I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And so I want you to understand that you might be thinking, okay, I know there's so many women who are like, you know what? Growing up, I was told, hang on a second. Growing up, I was told that if you ask for more than what you need, it's greedy. It's greedy. It's you're selfish, you're a sinner, you're whatever. If you constantly ask for more than what you need. And the reality is that is so man-made. It's not even, it's so man-made. I don't even want to go off on a tangent this morning because I got very passionate about this point. That is the limitations, first of all, of others telling you just ask for enough is really inherited. It's either a religious inheritance, it's a cultural family inheritance. It's not of God. Like, there is no way that you can look to nature in all of its abundance and believe that you are just here to get your little bit, tiny as you can, and that's it. There's nothing in nature to give you a clue that that is true. But when humans get involved, we start creating that kind of thought and belief. So I just want you to really reflect on this truth. When you are in survival mode, you are missing out on accessing the ability to create the largeness of why you are here. The divine design, the ultimate, the creme de la creme, the like big, massive reason that God, universe, source wants to experience the fullness of you. You'll never get to it from survival mode because your survival needs, what you think you are praying for from survival, and the needs that you have in that mode, those needs, that whole survival mode thing is made up by you. It's made up by man. Your desires are implanted in you by God, universe, source. It's bigger than survival. I need X amount of dollars to pay my bills every month. But my desire is to experience what it's like to look at my bank account and see overflow. My desire is anytime I want to be charitable in any amount, I can. My desire is I want to love on the people in my life with amazing experiences that require abundant finances. My desire is that I walk into a store and I see something beautiful that will add joy to my life and I don't think about money. Those are desires. $2,500 to pay my mortgage, my car note, my whatever is survival mode. And here is what I want you to understand about the distinction between asking from survival mode versus desires. If you go for your desires, everything that you need to survive will be met. It must be met. I can't be able to buy the car, the luxury car. I can't be able to walk into Saks and buy a beautiful top, right? Without having the ability to pay my mortgage, unless you're not really good with managing your money. And what I'm saying is, if you're in a category where you can do those things, your survival needs are met. So when you go for survival mode and you ask to manifest from survival mode, you never access what's in desires, the bigger, fuller life experience. And I'm talking about whether this is with your business, with money, with relationships, whatever it is, you never get to that point. But if you're asking from there, if you're asking for your biggest, wildest desires, everything in survival mode is met. So think about that. If you ask from your desires, from your big, wildest, craziest dreams, everything that you need to survive is met. But the reverse is not true. If you are asking from survival, you never get what's in big, wild, crazy desires. Does that make sense to you all? Because in going for your desires, all of your survival needs are met. And for me, that was game changing. I realized, and I really, I'm very self-aware, and I would not listen to this conversation and just look at how do I do this with money. I would really start to ask myself, where am I in survival mode in other areas of my life? I just am asking for just this, right? I just am asking to lose 5 pounds. Well, how about I'm 50 and my desire is, no, I want to be the age that I am, feeling like I'm 25, looking like I'm 25, easy for me to, like have the metabolism of a 25-year-old. That's like a crazy desire. But asking just to lose 5 pounds, it's like, God's like, listen, I'm not really interested in your survival stuff. That's all from you. I would imagine if I put myself in the feeling and the imagination of God and all that God is, with the ability to provide us with anything that we desire. And truthfully, we're here to prove God, to prove the universe, prove source, to prove our creator. That's why we're here. That's your purpose. And so if that's why you're here, and this infinite supply is available and you're asking for little meons, it's like, that is so boring. Like, challenge me. Jeez, like, challenge me. Ask me for something big. Like, I would get so excited if my gosh, if I could be God for a day, I would get so excited by the people who would ask for, like, you know what? Show me the big stuff. Like, just help me. Like, I mean, I get what's the word? Like, there's a thin line between, I don't want to make those of you that feel like, I'm asking because I really am in a desperate place. And I don't want you to feel like, well, first of all, I'm not God. And I don't want you to ever think my message is God looks down on your humble asks. But what I'm here to say is, God, universe, source, the supply is infinite. The same energy it takes for you to ask small, it would be to ask big. And you can receive whatever. It never said, when you pray for a little tiny thing, only then will you receive. It says, when you pray, you shall receive. Big, small, in between. So what I know from all of these years is my conclusion, me, Tasha, me, myself, and I, you could take it, leave it, decide for yourself. What I have concluded when I look at the things that I've manifested, the things that were unimaginable to me, I feel like God was like, yeah, I like that. You're gonna allow me to experience what you and your little human little self think is unimaginable. You're gonna allow me to experience what it feels like through you, Tasha, to blow your mind and give it to you. I'm a yes for that. I feel like God's like, yeah, let's talk about that. Right? So I just want to encourage you this morning to really reflect on, especially when it comes to money. If you're asking from survival mode, just acknowledge that that is a money story issue that you can heal. You can heal. And last call, I just want to say, this entire month of May in the Sisterhood, we are working on our money story. Last week, we literally spent probably 2 hours working on the mother story. This week, tomorrow, we're going to work on father wounds. I know that the doors are closed for joining this month so that you can participate, but my heart is just like, if you're listening and you're missing out on this, just reach out to somebody. send an email to support@tashachen.com and just say, I want to join the sisterhood. Literally, that's it. support@tashachen.com, because you'll get the replay of last week, and then you'll get all the other 3 parts of this series on healing your money story that we're going to do. It's like there's no need to suffer. There's no need to stay in survival mode. None. Heal it. Heal your money story. Heal the reason why you're there. And the last thing that I'm going to say is I am coming to the UK. Woohoo! So next week, my husband and I are going to Europe for vacation. Yay! I'm really excited about that. And at the end of that trip, I'm going to stay a couple days extra in the UK, and we're doing a meetup June 1st at Beaumont Estates in Windsor. And people are like, oh, that's not London. I'm like, well, where is royalty? Royalty is in Windsor. Well, then I guess that's where we're meeting. So I am inviting all of you that live anywhere in Europe a flight away. If you want the details, please type the word London in the comments. Hang on a second. Let me get that up here for you all. Type the word London in the comments and come join me. It will give you all the details, the time, the meeting place, all the things. There are so many women that have already said yes. I'm really excited for a day on this beautiful estate for us to just hang out for the afternoon, be in each other's company and presence. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, do that. Right? So type London if you're anywhere in the UK, or if you want more details, you can also, when you're watching on YouTube or someplace else, support@tashachen.com, and we'll send you the details for you to RSVP. It's not an event. It's not a big production. It literally is come get together. But we also, PS, those of you that have already said on the event, I'm coming, we have a Google form that we need you to fill out, because we need to tell the restaurant how many people eat this, eat that. You know, we're probably going to chip in on a meal together. So we just want to know how many of you are for sure coming, and any dietary restrictions, so that we can just give them a heads up. All right. Okay. And also, let's watch this space, because during the summer, I'm also going to a few other US cities, but I don't want to confuse things. So I'll tell you that as the summer progresses. But June 1st, see you all in London. Mwah. Love you all. Have an amazing day, and get out of survival mode and like up the ante. Go into desires. It's so fun. All right, ladies, have a great day.